Hey. Hey. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, beautiful and intelligent people. This is Financial Literacy 101. Good morning, Ashley Hawkins. I see you in the chat already. I want to welcome everybody to today's stock review, which is more of a reflection. This is Canopy Growth stock reflection from yesterday. Okay, so let's get right into the information so you understand exactly what I'm getting at. Okay, what I'm getting at. I'm a little bit excited. If you notice, the more excited I am, the more I jumble my words, the less excited, the less I jumble. So I'm going to slow down. Anyway, all right, let's look at this very quickly here. Let's see what I can do for you guys. Of course, it's down now that I'm showing people. Okay, let's look at this, though. Let's look at this. Where we at? All right, so right here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm showing you, it says total return $162. Now it's slightly decreasing, okay? Slightly decreasing over time. I was literally up last night, $225 on my three options that I have. I have three options with Canopy Growth, and now it's going back up, okay? It's $189. We're right here, total return. It says today's return, I'm down 66%, but literally, if I go to 1 week, it should show, it won't even show me last week. It's just showing me today. But anyway, it's going back and forth. Now, again, yesterday I was up. Yesterday I was up $255 on my option. Now, as you can tell, it's tanking hard. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to actually sell this. Let's look at something really quickly. Sell to close, how many options? Because let's see what it does here. You don't want to be too rash in your decisions, but with options, I tend not to hold my riskier options too long because as you can tell, I'm already down. My total profit right now is $93. $93. So take, for instance, I want to sell this. I'm going to go ahead and sell this, submit it. All right, and it's done. So hopefully I caught it before it turned $86 down. It's back up to $96. But again, I'm going to look at this a little bit later. I'm going to refresh really quickly, see if it's still in my portfolio. Again, when I first bought this yesterday, it was down a couple of points, and then it went all the way up to $255. Now, again, I made money, but I only made like $100. I would have made $300 roughly off that investment, okay? But I did not, okay? So it says today I'm already down $116. See for the week. Because I kind of want to look at yesterday's. Okay, yesterday, let's kind of go to the end. Here's the 28th, which was yesterday. I was up $304 yesterday. And that was mainly because of the option that I bought yesterday. And I got a treat for you guys. I got the video right here. I would love to share it with you so you understand exactly when and you know when I actually bought this option. I did it right before your very eyes live. Here we go. Want to read that a little bit to you. So let's go over here. Now they're up 7%. Let's see what I can do over here. Now I don't have any money in my account, but again, I hate investing on Robinhood when it comes to on the website. Unfortunately, guys, I love going to my app. It's just much easier. So bear with me here as I'm gonna buy a quick option here. Let's see, CGC. So I'm there, trade option, just to show you what's going on right here. That's exactly what I'm doing. I want to buy on a call. Well, the first call, it says, if you can see this, it says high risk short term. I like to go with those because you can make money very quickly, but it is costly. It is costly because you're banking on that it's going to get to 20. And is that 18 right now? So I kind of want to cut the difference here. It's at 18 right now. If I buy the option at $17, look at this. You see that right there? But if I go up to 20, where's 20 at? Then the price is a lot different. And we're looking at the price in this column where you see the green at, okay? So the price is currently at 18. So it continues to go up. So right now it's at 18.10. Let's see, how much is one option? Continue, about one option. Limited price, good for the day. I don't want to do it that way. If your order doesn't execute, expire 90 days. That's the one I like to do. Sometimes I like to do it for the day. If your order doesn't execute, it will expire at the market close. Okay, so how many do I want to buy here? Let's just go with, I want to buy 10. No, I don't want to buy 10. I want to buy around 5. No. This is what you kind of got to work with. All right, 3. I can do 3. Then I don't have the money. And then I'm working through that I'm buying these 3 options of Canopy Growth. This is how I do it every single time. I know I'm wasting money. I should just keep money in there. But I'm one of those people, I don't want any money left over. Okay? So now they went up to 102 because it's still going up. All right, here we go. Deposit $3. This is ridiculous. Robinhood, get it together. It's more like me, get it together. It's not Robinhood. So if it goes up again, I'm just going to buy 2 because Robinhood is very, very slow. All right, here we go. All right, done and done. So now I've bought 3 options, okay, of Canopy Growth. So it should be up here somewhere. Where is it? All right, so that was this from yesterday, okay, guys. That was from yesterday where I bought 3 options of Canopy Growth, okay, of Canopy Growth. And I made a little bit of money off of that. Now, I was up to $255, as I showed you at one point because of those options, kind of late in the day. I'm going to get to that point again. Let's look at that one more time. Again, here we are. This is, let's go around to 4 p.m. My portfolio was 200. That was a fluctuation in the market. And again, if I go back, okay, that's the plug. I don't mess with the plug. I have no money. My total return on the plug is I'm down $118 on this particular option, okay? Because I have a $10 call in. So let's see here. We're not messing with the plug today. We're talking about Canopy Growth. So I'm gonna go back to Canopy, and I just want to show you the profits I made. Is being finicky here. So around 11 a.m., I was up $300, which is a little bit over 7% on my portfolio. Now, if you notice, I should really be up $5,000. But again, I took out some money to buy for some expenses around the home, but I'm still at where I was. Now, let's look at my 3-month profitability of me doing, whether it be option trading, day trading, or long-term investments, okay? So let's look at that. So over the course of 3 months, I made $2,877 in 3 months. Okay. As you can tell right here, 3 months is highlighted. And then for the past 3 months, my portfolio is up $198. Okay. Again, one of the biggest pieces of information you'll ever receive to make solid investment is what? The news, okay? It's not the only thing, because I do deep dive into other things, but it is a major part of making a really good investment decision. Because at the end of the day, a novice investor, if you're not too big an investment, if you hear great news, big contracts of a certain company, but let me break it down a little bit better than that. If it's a solid company, and they're still making major moves, having major contracts, etc., then I would probably buy a certain amount of shares of that stock. If it's a new company who financials is somewhat rocky, they continue to need investments, and you don't see the futuristic of it, lasting, then I would buy an option, because you can make quick, fast money off of options, if that makes any sense. So, I mean, some options you can actually, as we showed yesterday, instead of me stuttering over my words, let's just go back to Canopy Growth, okay? Let's go back to Canopy Growth. Am I spelling this wrong? I sure am. Where we at? Right here. Okay, the reason why my options started to tank is because this particular thing right here, because I told one of my viewers, I said, I mainly do calls. I'm always banking on the fact that, I am betting on the market essentially that is going to go up. Now, if you remember the amount that I spent yesterday on these options, I spent $102. Remember, I had to go back. It was $97 and it was $99. Had to go back, and I said I got to deposit $3, right? So I spent $102. Now if you take away $102 from this, I made $95.98. Okay, in one day. Now that is because I waited to sell my options. Now, what I should have done right before the market opened, I should have sold my options because my profitability would have been $255. But I'll tell you this. This is kind of the term that I use that I go off of. It's okay to leave money on the table. But never lose money on the table. What I mean is this. If you see a decline and you're in an option, right, you made money for that day. I'm okay that I only made $95. I'm okay with that. Okay. I'm okay that I only made $95. But what if I would have stayed inside of it and it's already down 4.21%? Okay. It's always okay to leave money on the table because it means that you didn't lose any money and you made a little money. As long as you are earning money, it's a great thing. Good morning, Jermaine Anderson and Nolan Baptiste. Okay. So guys, this is just a small reflection of Canopy Growth, but I also want you guys to look at something else. I want you to look at some of the 100 most popular stocks because this is a little bit where you can tinker around and see where you want to make your next investment is. And again, as you can tell, you see these tickers here, you see the red downward pyramids. Don't let that sway your judgment one way or another. Like somebody say, oh, it's down. I know this is going to be around for a while. Let me buy. These are up, so they're doing good. Let me buy. My thing is, what companies do you know about? What companies do you want to know about? And what sectors? And again, we are investing for the present and in the future. So if you're investing for the future, a company like Microsoft, they're not going anywhere for a while. Tesla, not going anywhere. Delta Airlines, not going anywhere. Disney, American Airlines, GE. I won't invest in Ford. I'm going to tell you why I won't invest in Ford. A buddy of mine has about 500 shares in Ford. And I'm going to tell you the main reason why he invests in Ford is right here. They give their investors 8.66% of dividends every 3 to 4 months. Okay, however they pay it out. And Ford is not going anywhere. Ford has been around since 1903. 1903, they almost have 200,000 employees, and they do a lot of business around the world when it comes to pickup trucks, okay? But here's my thing. they only go up to 5 years on Robinhood, so I'm just going to use 5 years. This is what I'm talking about. If you are looking for a growth stock, Ford is not it. Ford is not it. Ford is simply, in my opinion, a dividend-based stock. Over the past 5 years, their shares have been down 51%. I remember when Ford was like $12 a share. Now, I know the coronavirus hit them hard, but coronavirus wasn't here for 5 years. Okay, so they've been doing bad for a while. Let's see if I can find, look, right around here. Look at this. Back in 2016, they were up $13. And so they're doing something wrong. I don't know. Now, Ford gave Rivian, another electric car company, $500 million. So Ford is getting to the point where you would think that Ford was like one of them good old boy organizations because they do pickup trucks and all that type of stuff. They're getting smart. They're like, listen, the way of the future is electric cars. So let's invest money into Rivian so we can take their tech. So they can share the technology with us, because that is what they're going to do. They're going to put Rivian technology inside of Ford electric vehicles. Now, Amazon also gave Rivian $500 million because Amazon wants to get into the electric car business. Now, what I believe that's going to end up happening is that Amazon is going to end up buying Rivian. Because Rivian already has the platform. They already have the factories. They already have, a good base of how they're going to start. They've already been building electric cars. Amazon is a company kind of like Google. You already set up a good platform. You already got a good base of operations. Instead of reinventing the wheel, we're just going to go in and buy you. Because if you know anything about Google, they did that when it comes when they go into Fitbit. Okay, because they want to make their smartwatches to compete with Apple. Just like my Google earbuds too, the wireless kind. I forgot what company they bought in order to get into that space, but they're about buying technology that is great and then making it Google, kind of like Waze. Does anybody use Waze? I want to tell you, when the police up there as a whole network of people reporting certain things, people don't even know this, that Google bought Waze. Okay, Google bought Waze. And if you know anything about Google, when you think about an Android phone, you're like, oh, it has the Google on it or whatever. Google Assistant, but Google bought Android. Android was a software company that Google bought. So we need to understand how business is being constructed. And when you're making these investments, all of this information helps you, believe me, it helps you to make solid decisions in your investments when you know more about a company. So I would not invest in Ford unless I'm just buying Ford, especially at a great price like this, if you're just trying to buy dividends. Okay, I'll probably drop $1,000 in Ford just for their dividends. So let's look at the 100 most popular stocks, because we already did the reflection on Canopy Growth of my option trading. Okay, I only made, again, around $95, but I could have made $255 if I would have sold it a little bit earlier. I caught it at a really great time. And if you go back in the beginning of this video, I actually showed the video of me buying those 3 options live. So let's look into some other ones. Gopro. GoPro has been doing okay. Let's look into the stock really quickly. I know me, I wouldn't buy GoPro because if your camera is waterproof, you put it in an auto box, you put it in a life-proof case, any other sort of case, you literally have a GoPro. I won't go out and buy a camera. Now, GoPro do have some special features. They can go, 25 meters underwater. Your phone probably can't do that. So they do have some special features, and they continue to innovate. And GoPro has been around since 2002. So let's look at their financials. This is why. Now, this shouldn't be your only indicator, because GoPro can come out with another piece of technology and boom, they skyrocket. Now, they have no dividends. They've been around for a while, but ever since back here, they was worth $62. $62 a share. Think about that. So if you got in when they first, not when they first came out, I don't think they came public a little before 2015. But nonetheless, when 2015, they were up $62. And ever since then, they have dropped consistently. They have been dropping. So I will not buy GoPro. And you might say, well, you like to do all the research, you're just making a decision off the line chart. No, they're not doing great innovative things. And there's a Chinese company. And that's the one thing about the Chinese that I love and I hate. When Americans come out with great products, the Chinese say, you know what, that's a good product. Let's go in, let's buy a couple of them. Let's break it open. Let's see how we can make it better and sell it cheaper. Now, sometimes they may make it better because they may do more stuff, but with cheaper parts. So you got to figure out what company. There's a company called YI. I don't think they have a stock. Let me check. They might have. Let me see. Let me see if this is the actual company here. Nope, this is not the company. But I'm going to show you very quickly. I know I'm getting off topic. You know how I get, guys. But I'm looking up YI cameras. YI technology. I think Amazon is a better one. Now, we understand how much GoPros cost. They cost like, YI action camera. Let's look into that really quickly. Let's see if, here we go. They don't have YI on here, but GoPros, this is the Hero 7, is $169. Let me make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. It's $169 per camera, okay? And GoPros are really, really expensive. Now, Amazon might have took YI off, but we're going to definitely look up YI action cameras, okay? They're the ones who competing with GoPro, which is killing GoPro. Here we go. 4K action camera by Yi. Look at this. Yi 4K action sports camera, 4K 30 feet per second, video 12 MP raw image, blah, 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 right? How much is this camera? They don't even have the price on here, but we need to know. I just want to look at the price. I'm very curious of the price of this. Let's look into this. Now, it looks like it's around $300 for what I'm taking here. If I hit up their website, let's see. I'm just trying to give you some more in-depth information so you see what I'm getting at. Support, shop now. Let's see. They got that. Security cameras. All right, I'm digging too deep. Let's get out of here. But believe me, the Yi action cameras are in competition with GoPro, and they've been slashing their prices and been killing GoPro. So we have to understand, if GoPro doesn't slash their prices, which they probably won't, their stock is going to continue to do absolutely horrible. That's why I will make that investment. They're not giving their investors any dividends. So we need to understand that. Dread Mike says, I own 3 shares of Ford. Well, good luck with that, Mike, because the only thing you're going to get is very few dividends. Right now it's at 8.66%. We need to understand that Ford dividends were a lot more than that. I think they were over 10% at one point, and they're now cutting their dividends on how much they're giving back to their investors. Jermaine Anderson says, Brother Ross can't see the screen. Oh, okay, I showed it. My bad, bro. And GoPro failed big time. Indeed, they have. Let's look at something else. We got Amazon. We got Plug Power. We talked about that. We got Snap. You guys want to look at Snap? Man, I tell you, if you bought Snap, you probably happy because Snap actually snapped back, because I think they opened up their IPO, initial public offering, was $21, and then they just tanked. And I think they're back on top. Let's look at this. Let's look at their 5 years financial. Okay, yeah. So back in 2017, they opened up at $27. So they even haven't bounced back. And people thought, Snap, I think this is Snapchat, right? Yeah. People don't even use it no more. People don't even go on Snap. I know a couple of people who use it, but they don't even use it no more. The main thing that people are still using is what? Instagram, the gram, and Facebook, okay? If anybody's part of my generation, you probably used the Black Panther and Mahenge. Remember that? This is me? Okay. And MySpace. MySpace was short, right? MySpace was really, really short. But look at the financials here. So let's see if they got dividends. No dividends. Founded in 2010. So it's 10 years old. And it came out $27. It got down to $13. Jumped back up to $20. So it never reached $27 again. 2018, it got down to $5.80. So here's the thing. If you bought it at $5.80 and you sold it January at $19, you made really good profit margins, right? Then, of course, coronavirus hit. Now, let me tell you, this is what I don't understand, guys. So why do some stocks, like a digital platform like this, right? It says, using the camera and editing tools to take and share snaps, friends, pages, video and chat, discover for searching and surfing relevant stories. Why does a digital social entertainment app tank because of COVID-19? That is because people stopped buying their shares of a company and they start to sell because of the pandemic. But you would think they would buy more because more people will be on these platforms because a lot of people are unemployed. But anyway, let's take, for instance, if you would have bought Snap, even when the coronavirus, because a lot of investors, they love pandemics, they love recessions, they love market corrections because they go in and they buy stocks on sale, on clearance. So you would have bought Snap at $10 a share roughly, and then July 10th, you would have sold it at $25. Think about that. You would have made 100+% on your return. Let's move along. Let's go back. D Nice, Charles Good, thank you. And Charles Green said, I swing trade with Jada Pinkett Smith. No, I'm kidding. That was a joke. All right, let's look into Fitbit. And we might look into the acquisition of Fitbit by Google. So Fitbit, they started back in 2007. Look at this. Would you invest in Fitbit? Now, and again, don't just use this one piece of information to make your decision. But this is looking a lot like Ford. This is looking a lot like Snap. And when you get into the details of things, I'm not going to go too deep into this. They're not giving any dividends. And here we go. 7 Democratic senators urge caution on Google's purchase of Fitbit. So right now, you got some politicians don't want to allow Google to buy Fitbit. You ever seen those futuristic movies where was it Demolition Man, where like Taco Bell became like a huge, like in the future it became a huge like elegant restaurant? What politicians are trying to do, they're trying to stop major corporations to becoming too big. Take for instance, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Walmart, because they already are conglomerates. Now, one of the major companies that you don't see that is a huge conglomerate is Berkshire Hathaway. Warren Buffett's company. If you look up Berkshire Hathaway, they buy so many other corporations, but they're not in the limelight like Google, Amazon, Walmart, Microsoft, IBM. They're not in the limelight because he deals in technology, but not in the way for public consumption or consumers. But I really think there's some things going on. This is just my bias and rhetoric of what I think, that they get kickbacks not to bring up Warren Buffett, because again, this guy's worth like $80-something billion, and he probably could be worth even more than that if, essentially if he's not giving kickbacks. I don't want to say he is. This is just my belief, because that's a huge corporation as well. But they're trying to stop this. And my thing is, guys, I want Google to buy Fitbit, because here's my Pixel 4 XL. I have the white Pixel Buds, and I want me a white Pixel smartwatch. So let them buy it. They're just going to make it better. Anyway, could your Fitbit or Apple Watch detect early COVID-19 symptoms? So again, they want Google to buy this company because it's going to boost their stock price. And if you notice, out of the 6 analyst ratings, it says right here, hold, 100% hold. You know why? Because they're waiting on the acquisition of Google. Once Google buys this company, if it's allowed, they're going to, this stock is going to do fairly well for the first 2 weeks or a month. Then after that, I'll jump out. It's kind of like a sauna. You ever got into a sauna, you were drinking and you was kind of already like dehydrated because you was like doing things throughout the day. And after like 15 minutes, you was like, ooh, it's hot in here. I'm exhausted. So you get out. That's kind of like that. You get into it. You're like, yeah, going up, out of it, and everybody's timing is different. Okay, one more. Let's go. We're going back to the 100 most popular stocks. Uber. Uber's really good, especially when this pandemic is over. This might scare a lot of people to owning their own cars again, because I know a lot of millennials who live like in condos in the city, because they always want to live in the city where all the happenings. They love Uber and Lyft because you don't have to have a vehicle, and Uber and Lyft is fairly cheap, especially going short distances. Now, as this new wave of people getting very healthy, people are riding bikes, people are riding scooters, people are riding 3-wheeled vehicles. So like even myself, I have a scooter. I know it's funny, big black dude on a scooter, but I love it. It's an electric scooter, but I love it. I can park it anywhere. I can fold it up, carry it with me. That's just me. Don't laugh. No, this is me. But anyway, I like it. Oh, look at this. Canopy Growth. The one I bought the options on is on here. Twitter. Let's look at Twitter. I think Twitter is going to be around for a while. This is just my take. Let's look at their 5-year financials. Yes, they're only up 5%. But if you notice, Twitter starts to do really good during presidential elections, especially now that Donald Trump is president. He's been using Twitter like a beast. I think he's been suspended from Twitter at least 3 or 4 times for some things he put on there. But nonetheless, he's making Twitter very popular, okay? Let's see here. Back in 2018, July, Twitter was worth $46 a share. Right now, they're only worth $36. Back in, let's look at this, February 2020, it was worth $38. So there's a lot of volatility back and forth. But if you would have bought Twitter back in 2015 at $31, and if you sold it today, you would have made, $6 roughly. They have no dividends, and everybody knows about Twitter. I'm not going to get into the financials. And here we go. Good old Donald Trump. It says, Donald Trump's Twitter suspended as social media platforms push back against coronavirus misinformation. And it says, while Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube are taking down that hydroxychloroquine video and suspending accounts, including Donald Trump. Now, let's talk about, have anybody seen this viral video? You can't even get it anymore. It's about this African lady talking about how hydroxychloroquine, zinc, and Zero-Max or Zero-Max or something actually cures coronavirus, right? She is surrounded by these white male doctors, and she said, she's a West African doctor who's seen, I think, malaria and SARS and how hydroxychloroquine actually works. Now, the rhetoric behind it is that Donald Trump came out and supported her claims that it works. And he said, I've taken it. I haven't felt bad. I haven't felt good. I felt exactly the same. So let's look into, fake video, I don't know, COVID-19 cure. Let's see if we can find it. Maybe somebody kept it up. I don't know. I don't understand why they take down videos like this, because it's like freedom of speech, freedom of this, freedom of that. But then when you try to go back and research stuff, if you don't download it quick, then they essentially don't give you privy to that information. So I'm trying to find out where this information is. Here we go. I think they took it down already. So unfortunately, we won't be able to see it. Hopefully somebody reposted it, redid something. Let's see. I'm trying to find it for you guys. Because if you haven't seen it, you need to see it. But see, here's the thing. So she's surrounded by these white doctors here. And she's saying, Stellar Emanuel, MD, she's a pediatrician, supposedly, okay? She's a pediatrician, supposedly. And she said, COVID has a cure. And there's a whole video, I think it's about 3 or 4 minutes. And she's ranting and raving that she's cured over 300 people in her hospital with hydroxychloroquine, zinc, and Zero-Max or Zero-Max. I keep getting that name mixed up. And now they're saying she is basically a cook, a fake, not a fake doctor, but her claims. Because she also stated in a letter that medicine, any medicine that we have essentially has alien DNA inside of it. And so again, anytime somebody makes claims that wildly, the one thing that we want to know is what? Where are you getting your information? Where's the research in that information? So she has made these claims, and they got her in another video. And matter of fact, I can't really show that other video. I think it's on a Daily Show. Go to the Daily Show and look at Trevor Noah's 5-minute video about fake COVID-19. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's the thing that they're referring to, because it's really outlandish, the claims. Because at first, me and my girlfriend was watching. It was like, she's really passionate about it, or it's a fake. And that's the thing about information that you guys receive on the internet. It's so controversial. And I always believe, not always believe, that's a wild claim myself. She have all these white doctors behind her. I'm not saying everything is a conspiracy theory. She has all these white doctors behind her. and she's a black female talking about and basically supporting Trump without saying Trump. Because people were like, black people, we're like, well, Trump was talking about hydroxychloroquine, so he was right. Because when we see somebody that looks like us and we see the passion and we believe like the media is trying to fool us, that this person is actually telling the truth, then we just never know, right? We just never know. Because these are the things that we're fed each and every day. So we essentially don't know. Okay, then we don't know. Because we'll say, well, Trump said it first, and now we have this black female doctor supporting his claims. So what does that equal to? That equals to votes, right? That equals to votes because, well, there is black Trump supporters. Here's my thing. Whoever you vote for president is your business. Okay? I'm neither Republican nor Democrat, so don't think I'm supporting either one. I'm just black. That's all I'm going to go with. I love those shirts where it says Democrat, Republican, black, check. That's where I'm at in life, okay? Do what's good for you and your family. So let's read some of your notes before we get back into the 100 most popular stocks. See, Mike says Zoom is good stock. NASDAQ is beating S&P 500. That's a difference because usually S&P 500 does fairly well. Mike also says the stock in Fitbit is down, definitely. Ken J says your channel deserves more views. Well, thank you, Ken J. I appreciate that. I don't know what's wrong with this YouTube algorithm. Let a brother live. You know what I'm saying? But no, anyway, Mike says I got Uber and Lyft on stash. D Nice says yes. Trump said it first. Mike, the Trumpers are mad about the censoring our president. Too funny. And at D Nice, I don't even get mad at Trump and his supporters. No, you shouldn't. Here's my thing, guys. If you are letting politics persuade you one way or another, the media is so freaking biased. MSNBC, CNN, Fox, C-SPAN. Listen, the best thing that you can do is watch the news and then go fact check the news. Okay? Go fact check the news. If they say something about Trump or Biden, then go fact check it. Because the one thing they love doing is discrediting each other. Oh, well, Biden, you were part of the crime bill that, increased the incarceration of African-American people, black people, just as well as Bill Clinton. So here's the thing. If you say I'm a dog, and I know we get into politics. Don't worry. We're going to get back into the stocks. But I'm going to talk about this politics real quick. I want you guys to understand one thing. I don't care if you're a diehard Democrat, a diehard Republican. Let me tell you something. What do you know about politics? That's the first question. What do you know about politics to say that you're a Democrat? What do you know about politics to say you're a Republican? Then the other question would be, haven't you seen Democratic representatives promise the minorities and African-American people absolutely everything? Haven't you? We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. They have done nothing for black people. Okay? They have. Well, that one Muslim guy said something on the Breakfast Club. He said the Democrats and the Republic Klansmen. He said something like that because he understands that regardless of what the Democrats promise to African-American people or AKA minorities, they haven't done nothing for us. I remember when Joe Biden was on the Breakfast Club and Charlamagne the God was asking him questions. He was like, hey, man, what about reparations? He totally went left with that interview. He said nothing about reparations. Well, there's a lot of things we can do and da-da-da. He didn't say anything about. He didn't say anything about reparations. Number two, when we're talking about his vice president, everybody is urging him, the black Democrats are urging him to pick a black female because that's going to win the black vote. Okay, that's going to win the black vote. And a lot of you are going to be on the fence about if you're going to vote for Biden if he gets a black female because like, oh, we got another black person. It's going to be another historic mark. Okay, this is the thing, guys. These people will do anything for power. Okay, let me ask you something. What power does Mike Pence have? What power does Mike Pence have? What have Mike Pence done? Someone tell me the job of the vice president. Tell me the power does he have? That's my point. Right? Here's another thing. If he elects a black female, which a lot of people believe he's going to pick the Atlanta mayor to be his running mate, what power is she going to have? And then if she proposes a bill to Congress, where do you think it's going to go if majority of the House and Senate are Republicans? Especially if they don't lose their seats. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they just vote it out if the Democrats win. That's my point about politics. But if you focus on you, if you focus on social economics, I talked about this morning with my girlfriend. We talked about the ant farm, the ant farm mindset, the ant farm theory, the ant farm mentality, right? If you notice, anytime you see like the little ants, they kind of dig up the dirt, they go in, they make sort of a maze of things, but they kind of building their own home. That is their community. You ever seen on TV or maybe in a pet store, you see an ant farm and they show how everybody is kind of protecting the queen, but everybody is working. That's the thing. That is the code that we need to get on. That we all work together. We all work together with one common cause, and that's making some money. That is the cause that we all need to get on, is making some money. None of you will think about making money. We let everything divide us. We let everything distract us. Oh, where you're a Muslim, where you're a Christian, where you're a Hindu, where you believe in a spaghetti monster. First of all, throw religion out the window when it comes to money. Unless you believe that whatever belongs to Caesar, and kind of the parables that's in the Bible, believe that part for profitability, but don't bring that into your business meeting. Don't bring that into your ant farm when you're talking about making it big, being successful, doing better than you once was, because religion will divide you. Money will combine you. And I'm not talking about being greedy or talking about one of the deadly 7 sins. No, don't bring Catholicism into it. Don't bring politics into it. Well, we can do business together, but wait a minute, are you Republican or Democrat? What does that matter? See, we need to have a community mindset. Okay, I live in suburban America. Do you know I used to live in Texas back in 2005. When I went on vacation, my neighbor, who was a white guy, he cut my grass. I didn't ask him. He cut my grass when I was gone. He said, "Hey man, I took care of your grass, man." Because was he worried about my grass, or was he worried about the community? How does the community look? Do you do that for your neighbor? Or would you want money from your neighbor? What I'm saying is we need to ascend our minds. We need to elevate our minds higher than what you're usually thinking about. Because a lot of times when Black people, African Americans, we start doing well in our life, we start to do this. We get the blinders on and we don't like to look left or right or help nobody out. But here's the thing. You never know the things that you'll do for somebody, how that will turn out to be later on in life when you may need help. We need to have a community mindset, the ant farm mindset of helping each other out, working in our community to build us up. Yes, I would love reparations. Yes, I would love a stimulus package. But at the same time, if you know that you're working and your next door neighbor is out of work, help them out. I'm not saying pay their bills. Give them some food. Let them siphon off some of your electricity. We have to start to think outside ourselves and take care of us, because there's people in communities that are taking care of each other as we get through these times and rough times, because this pandemic is only going to be a short period of time. I'm not saying it's going to be, a month, 2 months. No. It may be a year, maybe a year or two, but a short period of time in your lifespan. You are beautiful, intelligent people. And if you're not helping out the community that you live in, your brothers and sisters, then you're going to see that you live a very selfish mindset. Now, granted, if your brother and sister that live next to you or in your community don't need your help, then I understand, move on. But we need to have a better mindset about the way we go through things. Because when you let politics, religion, or something else get in front of your money, the way that you make money, because here's the thing, you're on this platform right now to learn about investing, to learn about saving, to learn about raising your credit score, to learn about getting out of debt. Why? So you can live a better life. So you can live a better life. Because some people will like distract you when they say, oh, well, the only thing you worried about money. Wait a minute. How else am I going to live in a society without money? Then get out this mindset. People talking about, oh, I don't need that much money. Okay, let me calm down. You don't need that much money. What does that mean? You just need enough money to survive? What about your kids? What about your family? Now, Biggie says more money, more problems. Ray Ross says more money, more options. When you have more money, you have more options, not to do anything that you want to do, but to help out anybody you want to help out. That is the thing that we need to get into, a community mindset. Okay? When I think about, let's say for instance, LeBron made it big, millions of dollars. What do he go do? He built a freaking school to help out underprivileged kids in the neighborhood that are majority black. And they don't have to pay any bills. All of it's free. They got great meals and everything. That is what you do when you get money. You go back and you help out your community. Now, I go back out when I was in DC, also when I was in Washington State. I went to the Boys and Girls Club and I volunteered and I was a mentor. We did all sorts of different sessions to help those kids with a better mindset. We did computer labs. We did athletic programs to help them be in a better space, to tell them there's more than the street. Community mindset. See, you don't take, for instance, you make a good living, but you don't have that money to donate. Then the second best thing other than money is your time. Because in some instances, your time is more valuable than money. I promise you. You taking a hold, you being a positive role model for a young person or even an old person is more than money. Is more than money. I know I went totally deep on that one. But anyway, let's look at one more stock and get out of here, guys. Let's look at one more stock and let's get out of here. Before I move on to this last stock, I'm going to read some of your notes. Let's see here. Tracy Grant says, I agree. K&J say another puppet. Yep. Facebook bought Instagram for some billions. They own WhatsApp too. They do. And I kind of like WhatsApp. So Facebook has been major moves. Tracy Grant say they do not want a woman in the house. I am a woman. And they say Canopy is my ETF, ticker MJ. Yeah, MJ. That's true. Let's see here. Nicola, Marathon Oil. Let's look at this one oil stock that you can kind of play some options with. Okay, let's kind of look at this one stock that you can play some options with. They're back and forth. Let me share my screen with you guys. Right, this Marathon Oil. Let's look at it 5 years, the chart line here. As you can tell, they're down 73%. But when it comes to a commodity like oil, we have to understand and realize that it's going to be volatile. So we look right here. This is up $23.28. Now, as the wave of the future starts to present itself more and more each and every day, and more people buying electric vehicles, unfortunately, oil is going to continue to be volatile because it's one of our, natural resources, so to speak, where it can run out. Oil can run out, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of oil reserves around the world. Now, again, the reason why I said that this stock can be profitable, I'm mostly talking about option trading, and we're talking about doing a put. Okay, so you go over here to trade MRR, and then you put put, because you're banking on the stock not doing good. I don't really buy puts. I don't like puts. But if you notice, I got $197 in my buy category. So my question is, what stock I'm going to buy here, right now? I think I'm going to go to good old faithful. I think I'm going to go back to NEO. And NEO for the last month, they've been up and down. Okay, so NEO right now is 1270. Let's see any pertinent news they have listed. So July 27 says analyzing NEO's unusual option activity. That's not the best news. I know I'm just reading the headlines. While NEO stock is trading lower today, that was on the 24th. So right now, I'm only up $991 with NEO, but NEO is up I'm sorry. Let me go back to one day. They're up 3.5%. I'm up only up 41%. Let's try something. Let's do something really bodacious because I already did all my research with NEO. We've done it before live. So let's go here. Let's go to trade options. And you know, I'm going to go to my phone because I absolutely hate buying options on here. But anyway, let's go here. Robinhood. Don't worry. I'm going to show you guys here. My portfolio is down $114. This is ridiculous. All right. Going to NEO. Trade options. All right. This is where I'm at right here on my trade options. I'm looking through my trades. It says they got it at 14.50 for strike. I don't think it's going to reach that much. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I'm going to go down and thing. It says this one expires January 21st, 26th. I don't want that one. I'm going to go with $13 at $4. If you can say it at $4 per option or share of an option. So I'm going to go into that. Continue. So the limit price is $4.03. I put 1 times 100 is $403. I'm not spending that much money today. I'm using the 200 I have in my account. So I'm going to back out and we're going to look at another stock. Because again, what I like to do is I like to deposit a certain amount of money. And then I like to trade with that money and then make profit off that money instead of keep buying. Because I do have a budget every month, like everyone else. I have a budget. The budget is one of the most important things you'll ever have in your portfolio. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla's up, but I believe that Tesla for the month got up to 1,700. So Tesla's down to 1,400. Let's look at some news really quickly. Elon Musk confirmed Cybertruck can come in multiple colors. All right. So what I'm going to do with this rest of this money right here, I'm going to buy in dollars for Tesla for $197. That's why I love Robinhood, WeBull, and then One Finance and also Stash because I can buy in dollar amount instead of share amount. So I'm investing my total of $197.98 in Tesla because, again, this information came out 8 hours ago. And see, people only thought you can buy that Cybertruck in that silver color, but it's going to come in multiple colors. That's going to help the share price. Now, and again, I made mistakes with Tesla, and I'm going to tell it one more time until I beat it through you guys' head. The biggest mistake that I made with Tesla, I bought Tesla. I had like 200 stocks of Tesla at $200. I sold Tesla at $500, and then Tesla today is worth $1,500. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and invest this money because time is money. Review order and buy. All right, done and done. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to read your comments and then we're going to get out of here for today. Don't forget, at 2 p.m. today, I'm going to give a stimulus update. Hopefully, I'm trying to make my stimulus update under 5 minutes so you guys get the heart of the information so you can go about the rest of your day and knowing that you'll get that information during that time. And if you guys won't be available during that time, watch the video later. If not, just kind of a spoiler alert. This is just a spoiler alert. Hopefully, mid-August to late August, some of the first millions of Americans will receive their stimulus check as a spoiler alert. Okay. Jerome Big B says, preach. Jermaine says, now you telling facts. And Mike said she would be dead of that. Be dead because Big Pharma would be mad. And he said typo again. And then Ken J said, oh no. All right, guys. I thank you for joining me today. Hopefully you enjoyed this segment. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, I encourage you to subscribe, where we're going to do stock reviews, investment, debt, it all. And I tell you, a lot of times when I go live, if you notice, a lot of times my live videos are long because I like to interact with my audience. Also, my pre-recorded videos, they're going to be a lot shorter than usual than a live session. So you kind of get that chunk of information very quickly so you can go the rest of your day. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. You guys have a great and wonderful day and be safe.